Yeah, they do have a good board clear here. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. I wasn't paying attention on if that was their top deck or not, but either way, that's a good draw from them. Hello, Snugglebugs. Welcome to today's Hearthstone video. We're coming at you with some Control Warlock. As you can see from the title of the deck, this is the exact one that I grabbed in our top 5 deck list video. I just really like Control decks. I like Warlock, and I figured why not use the one that apparently is one of the better decks in the game. See if we can pilot it the way that it's supposed to be piloted. It's going to be some of my first games with Control Warlock and no curses in a really long time. So feel free to let me know if I misplay anything. I also, this is going to be a little random thing. Don't have my headphones in. They're charging. I've got a cold. My nose is stuffed. So apologize if if I sound a little different. But nothing I can do about that, at least probably for a few days. Try not to sniffle too much into your ear, I guess, is the best I can probably do for that. Let us forge this. I feel like against a relatively aggressive looking Death Knight deck, we will probably want to get the random, or the 6 healing is my best guess. Murloc? What? Didn't see that coming. Well, I can life tap and tour guide. I think I'm doing it this way because I'm willing to hurt myself where I'm going to be able to heal anyway with the Watcher. And then because we actually will get the free life tap. I don't want to play Forge of Wills or get me in this weird back foot area here. Okay. Is that to make the trade? Yeah, that makes sense. They could very well be playing like an Unholy Death Knight, where they're going to try to get a big board and buff up their board, which means I probably have to be careful not to let them get too far. Luckily, oh, that makes sense as to why they were okay with making a trade. Luckily, as I say, we have some healing. It's a 1 mana board clear, but removal of a good chunk of their board. So we can do that. We can life tap. And then I will actually Watcher of the Sun to get a good chunk of that health back. Ooh, Flash Heal's actually really good too. And then we're going to Armor Vendor to effectively put us, in a weird way, back at full health, you know? So you can't really argue with those results. We're going to want to play Doomkin right on 6, I think, in order to make sure we get the value of it. So with that said, we're probably just going to play Forge of Wills. Okay, so they are pure Unholy, if that was a natural card in their deck, which I think it was. Astalor is actually really good here. We can Astalor, trade Forge of Wills to get that on board and ready to go. And no, we won't flash you. We won't bother to do that because we will potentially need that more later. But this sets us up, I think, pretty good with what we have on board. And neat. And the fact that if we really want to, we can use the Forge of Wills on the 3/4 in order to value trade into their Possessifier. They are definitely a high corpse based Unholy deck. Yep, that makes sense. That's good. Now, the question is that worth using a charge of Forge of Wills or not to make this value trade? And I might regret it later, but I actually think it is. Forge of Wills, smack, good. I was even tempted to Flash Heal. Flash Heal the Titan just to keep it alive. We're trying to, keep them limited. This should put us at a good spot, though, to just Astalor, possibly Drain Soul. Okay, well, we can't Drain Soul anymore. That's true. We potentially could Gigafan if we think that that's worth it. Is that worth it here? Probably not, because I can trade into one of these, right? And then, boom, gain 5 armor here. So yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, we're good. And then that saves us up for an Astalor next turn. which will help us clear the board if we want to do it that way against things that we can't target. Or again, we can go backwards to the Gigafin if we so desire, trying to keep them down. Sure, doing that on only 2 minions. They could have at least hero powered first. So I feel like this is sort of limited. Okay. Corpse Giant's pretty good here. I'm thinking what we could actually do is Drain Soul. Astalor. Oh, I don't have 10 mana. I can't Astalor. That was a mistake. Oops. I could then. Oh, that would make that a waste. Okay, we're just gonna Gigafin here. That was a waste. I'll admit that was a misplay. Ouch. I thought I had 10 mana already because of the Doomkin. I was 1 mana ahead of myself. That was potentially a waste of a Drain Soul. Spend 3 corpses, summon a 3/3. Okay. It's not too shabby. Let me see here. Now we'll be able to Drain Soul this, which will then give them a 3/3, which I can trade into. I might even do the battle. No, I'll probably swing face at that point, right? Another Drain Soul. Do the value trade. Astalor should wipe out the board. It does. Now, obviously, they don't have a big board clear potential, so I'm just going to get an 8/8 with Rush. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going to do. That's, you know, this is what this deck is basically for. I mean, obviously, their deck was pure minion based, so the fact we had enough stuff to hold them back was, of course, all we needed. Ooh, itchy. But that just shows you, I guess, what this deck is meant to do. We knew that in this case we needed to control the board completely, and that's what we did. And the fact they're not playing makes me think we won this game. Maybe I shouldn't count my chickens before they hatch. Alright, well, they could probably clear the board with this then, can't they, actually? 3/3 hits in here. 5/5 hits there, then they'll hit a 7/7 into there, and then a 5/5 and a 3/3 into this one. Yeah, they do have a good board clear here. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. I wasn't paying attention on if that was their top deck or not, but either way, that's a good draw from them. Kind of surprised they made that trade. I mean, it's a little unfortunate, I'll admit. There's really no reason why they couldn't have traded there. They had plenty of time. I don't know if maybe they're lagging on their end, but a little anticlimactic, I suppose. We had the reverbs to back, and we had the Sargeras, I guess, to take this long, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. Maybe they ran out of time, and we just didn't see it on our end, but maybe let's just go hop into one more game and try that one more time. All right, this time it looks like we're drawing 2 more cards to start.
The forest fights back.
Going against a Druid, which, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but definitely doesn't feel quite as, I don't know. It feels like this is going to actually have a hard time against a Druid. I'm not really sure what kind of Druid nowadays. Definitely there's a Miracle Druid that I've seen going around a couple times that could be a little tricky for us. Okay. Well, we did start with an Armor Vendor, which is okay. We can Armor Vendor, Forge, Watcher of the Sun. Maybe even just play Watcher of the Sun. If they're the Miracle Druid, you don't really have much potential, do we? So, like, it's gonna be like a one-shot. Let me just tour guide, actually. Yeah, I'm just trying to think this out loud. If they are the Miracle Druid, we may not need to worry about healing the 6, and just getting a random Holy Spell is good enough. Yeah, I actually kind of think that might be the way to go. Ooh, Harmonic Pop is actually quite strong. Not having the headset on kind of throws me off too. Can't hear the game sounds, but, you know. Ooh, Due Process, eh? Okay, well, I am surprised if they are... That was created by Planted Evidence, which makes me feel like that might not be their normal complete goal. I will, however, just counter the next spell they play. It seems to be the only thing they are playing. They don't have coin like we did, so it's going to at least counter, yeah, at least a pounce, which is fine. If they were a miracle, they'd be saving these pounces, so maybe they are just like a deck out deck, perhaps? Which is a bit rough, actually, like to be quite honest with you. Drawing 2 cards a turn. We're not going to have that many ways to play multiple cards. Okay, that is usually played in the Miracle deck, though, as well. Huh. Okay, and they're drawn. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is what they're doing. I'm just maybe not used to seeing it played this aggressively, for lack of a better word. Ooh, kind of wish I didn't play the coin now. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Probably just gonna play Watcher of the Sun. Ooh, Lighted Burns. And Armor Vendor. Empty out my hand as much as possible. Next turn I can play Forge of Wills and Astalor, or like Mortal Eradication and you know, Astalor. Of course, the only thing is Astalor's going to put another card in my hand, so we may want to try to do it in a way where we actually play 2 cards out. Okay, that's the one that gives them probably the choose 1 card and it has both things. Yep. Sure. Innervate. Nourish. This is probably going to come back to like confuse or make a lot more sense, but it just feels like they're playing a different or a combination of some kind of miracle deck here. Sure. So Astalor will mean I will burn a card, unfortunately. But the only other option truly would be to... I mean, I guess we could Mortal Eradication. So we can Astalor, which will give me a card, Mortal Eradication, and swing face for 5. Worst part is I'm gonna want to play Doomkin next turn, but then I'm gonna end up burning another card the turn after. Might just have to deal with that though at this point. Okay, Lunar Eclipse. You know, try to keep them on the back foot by taking their mana away from them. Plus, it'll get us to Sargeras 1 turn sooner, which could make it a bit trickier for them. Due process? Oh, no. Okay, they're making their hand super cheap. Okay, interesting. You would think they would have added those cards to their hand before they started, right? Sure. And if they targeted my minions with those, if I'm understanding that correctly, they could have actually refreshed more mana. Not that, I mean, I guess it seems to hit them, have given them the same amount anyway. Okay. Well, it definitely makes me want to play the Boomkin, but it might not be as valuable anymore, being that they are still going to be at 8 mana next turn. But yeah, we'll do it. Steal a mana from them. Can't hurt, hopefully. Just in the mood. Could be hero 4 attack, 2 armor, break. Yep. So for everything I've seen, they're playing the sort of Miracle Burn OTK, but they played so many of their cards before. Yeah, right? Okay. I was gonna say, they ran out of cards to burn me down with. They were playing them too nonchalantly, using them to attack my minions. Again, I could be missing something, but just feel as though... And I'm gonna do this just to not burn a card again next turn. Seal another one of their mana. See if that helps keep them slowed down. Invoke the spirits, okay. Damage yourself. Fair. Pounce, that's a pretty good one. Chitinous plating. Life from death. I mean, if they are playing Tony, ooh, that's actually pretty good. Don't like that too much. I mean, I guess this harmonic pop. I was really kind of wanting to play the Sargeras right off the hop, but I mean, getting me a 6/6 out seems pretty good. As long as it's not Tony, we should be in an alright spot, I think. We can harmonic pop. I'm gonna Forge of Wills just to give myself another 6/6. Alright, they played both of their things that make them draw a bunch of cards too, I believe. So they're not like they're gonna be able to Tony and then draw our deck out completely, I don't think. Especially not with only 9 mana. Sure. Okay, so it was the Gadgets and Auctioneer version. Gonna make my minions fight each other. Yeah, that's what I would do too, just because at this point random spells is gonna be your only real bet here. Yeah, good. There's a lot of things I could do here. I just want to play the Sargeras. Make all these trades. Boom. And give them all taunt. Now, hope that they don't have some kind of finisher that I'm not aware of. Now, their entire hand, I think, other than 2 cards, is Tendrils, and that's the weapon from the Ignis. So yeah, I think they're just literally going to be relying on Tendrils at this point. Which, I mean, you never know. That's kind of the one thing I like about the Chaotic Tendrils is they can be really good. Like right there, if they took my Titan, they could have used. Oh no, they wouldn't have got the Nether. Never mind. That's been patched. Okay. So they did clear most of the board. Okay, I'm gonna burn a card. Second cost spell. They're getting a board of their own. Thing now. Okay, well they just wiped their own board then. Yeah, I think this is just in the bag. I mean, I'd be surprised if they don't surrender here. Especially because I plan on playing the Darkhandra third. I'll just throw out the curse so I don't burn another card. And I guess there's no real point in making a giant, other than the fact I guess I'll have to, yeah, there we go. I mean, I personally think they might have had a chance. They didn't wait long enough. They were a bit too wanting to keep my board clear, which might have been their fault. Maybe they're new to the deck, or maybe they just played against Control Warlock and knew that was the only way to win, and I was wrong. However, I think those games are pretty fun. That shows what this deck is meant for. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.